everyone! Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I will be doing my July wrap-up. For July, I had 7 books on my TBR and I've read only 6 of them, which is okay. And if you saw my last video, I asked family members to choose the books on my TBR, so I will go through them and tell you what I rated them and what I thought of them. The first book is Problematic Summer Romance by Hazelwood. This was a book club book, so no family members choose that one. I really like this one. It's not my favorite book by Hazelwood, but it was still a great read, and it was fast. The story is about Maya, who's Eli's sister. Eli is the male main character in the book Not in Love, so this is the second book in a series, but it can be read as a standalone. It's also about Connor, who's Eli's friend, so this is a brother's best friend slash colleague romance. Maya is younger than Eli and Connor is older than Eli and Maya, so this is an age gap romance. It's kind of a big age gap and we are reminded of that all throughout the book. The age gap is kind of the problem. Connor is really against that and he says it a lot. Maya, on the other hand, she likes Connor from back then. And this story is on 2 timelines. This is on the now and the back then. I think it's 3 years ago, and the now is Eli's wedding. So the story goes back and forth between the years, and we find out how Maya and Connor became friends and then more. And on the present time, they are kind of building this relationship to be a romantic one. Besides the fact that Connor was always reminding Maya of their age gap, I really like the story. It's not a YA, so it's spicy, but it was still great. Some of these books I have read, well, in the beginning of July, so I don't remember all of the details about them, and I will read from my Goodreads review. The next book is A Shadow Crown by Blair. This was my pick, so no family members chose this one. I gave this 3.75 stars and it was long to read. I liked the story. I didn't say, but this is the second book in this series, so I won't say too much to not spoil you. I liked the story, but I still had some things that I didn't like. The thing that I did like is how it was not all easy and they had to work for what they wanted. However, sometimes it was not that easy and our female main character was about to get banned from some place, but the way she chose to react to that was not something that she should have done. And then the moment she was supposed to be banned, the solution she had was just so out of pocket, and I don't understand if the solution was so easy, why didn't you think of it before you did what you did? Why didn't you do that the moment you knew you were about to get banned? I had problems with that. Also, I was a bit confused because sometimes the chapter ended and the beginning of the other chapter was not really where it ended and I was lost. I didn't really know if I had missed something, but it was just how it was done. Another thing that I didn't like is sometimes when they had a problem, the solution that they had was just to charm something, and it's not really a charm, but I don't really remember what it was like. Let's say they have to go undercover, instead of getting costumes or whatever else, they just use a charm. If they needed a bag for this and that, they just used the charm, and the charm was the solution for everything, and I felt like it was the easy option. I still had things that I liked about this book. I did not guess the ending, so I will definitely continue this series. I have the books, so I will read them. But I was pleasantly surprised with the ending, and if you like the first one, I would recommend you to read this book also. This book was the only book that I didn't read on my July TBR, so I have nothing to say about that. Now we have God of War. This is the 6th book in the series, and it's the last book. My favorite book of this series is still God of Fury. However, I did like this one, but not my favorite. I gave this book 4 stars, and it was really different from the other books in this series. This is about Eli and Eva, and Eva is missing 2 years of her memories, and when she wakes up in the hospital, she's married to Eli and he's her enemy. So she is really confused, and we are also confused. In the book, we are getting bits and pieces of her memories. I did not really like how Eli was saying to Eva to shut the fuck up. I know you're married and you don't really like each other, but that's kind of too much, I think. I also really liked how every little things that Eli did for Eva and she didn't know about them, at the end of the book she found out through her friends or other people, and then she realized how much Eli was doing for her and that what she meant for him. I did not really like the reason for why they got married. I thought it was a little bit weird. I wished it was for another reason, but it was for the plot. I also did not really like how Eva was a bitch at the beginning. I get that you wake up and you're married to your enemy, but you don't have to destroy his car or his book or whatever just to get his attention. There's other things you can do, but yeah, that was too far for me. If you like dark romance, I would suggest you read this series, and you should also look at the trigger warnings before you read, because it is a dark romance and it is dark, so don't get into that blind, please. For this book, Blood of Hercules, I have to do 2 ratings. The first one will be for the story, and the second one for the writing. For the story, I will give 4 stars, and for the writing, I will give 2.5. And now I will explain why. I thought I would enjoy this book a lot. I did not enjoy that. It's in the year, I think, 2090, so it's in the future. And the slang that was used in this, the writing style, I hated that. It's like the author tried to put some TikTok slang in that. Someone said, cunt, absolute cunt. This is a book about Greek gods. Served, free the nips and lips, vaginal. Saying things like God forbid, like God forbid a girl, blah blah blah. She also said things like, dear God, it's me again. That was not it for me. I really did not like that. If we set that aside, the story was good. It was really hard to read that with this kind of dialogue, but I still finished the book and gave the story 4 stars. I really liked the overall idea of the story. I did not really like how Augustus and Karen treated the FMC in this. They are supposed to be in love with her, but they are always bullying her, and it was to a point where it felt too much. It also felt like everyone was falling in love with Alexis. Um, she was kind of a reject in the human world, but now when she's with the gods, they are all falling in love with her. It's kind of weird. At first I thought it was maybe her power, but no. There's a part in this book that is about the crucible. It's a deadly class or whatever that she has to take with other people, and I feel like it was 50% of the book or maybe more, but I get that it's over months and months, but it was so long. Um, and then the end was really fast. Some things were easy to guess, since it almost spoils everything on the back, but still, the story was enjoyable. But if you can put aside the cringy writing, it was a good story. I don't know if I would recommend this if people really don't like the writing, but if you can just focus on the story, you should read this. This book was my mother's pick. I still don't know, but I gave this book either 3.75 or 4. I did like the story, but it felt like something was missing. I just don't know what it is. I really liked the FMC in this. Her name is Clementine, but she calls herself Anna in the book, and she was really fierce, and she was brave and not afraid to go into a fight. Something that I didn't really like, the FMC was supposed to have half of her heart in stone, kind of. And so she was supposed to have an icy heart and lose some of her feelings, but it didn't really feel like she was less of what she was before. The only way we could feel that she felt something is because the book told us that it was happening. But she really didn't have this cold-hearted feeling about her, and I wish we saw more of that, because it really brings something to the character when they are all bubbly and everything, and then they lose this kind of part of them and they are now all cold, and we can see the evolution of them getting their feelings back for whatever reason, and it was missing from this story. I really liked the whole mystery part of this, with the 7 wraiths that were missing from an old life and who they were now. Since the character Clementine was living a double life, I really wish we could have see how certain people reacted when she came back to herself as Clementine, but we didn't have that in the book. It's not a big missing piece, but I still would have enjoyed to see that. I did not really click with the love story in this. I did not feel it. I guess it's a slow burn and everything, but I really did not see it as much as it should have been. I would still recommend this book. It was great. I had fun reading this, but don't go in this thinking it will be a beautiful love story. It's not. It's really more of the fantasy and mystery part of this book that are a bigger part of the story. The last book is Phantasma. This is my sister's pick, and I give this book 4 stars. I really like the story. There's a whole gothic, dark and gloomy feeling about this book, and it's kind of a mix of Caraval and Squid Games. Caraval is more YA and Squid Game is really adult. The level in this book are really deadly, and it is also more spicy than Caraval. The story is about Ophelia and her sister. Their mother died and now they have a debt to pay. The sister decided to enter Phantasma, so Ophelia also went there in the hopes of getting her sister back. She has someone following her in every level. He's trying to help her. His name is Blackwell. There's a whole mystery in this book about someone that she's trying to find beside her sister, because she thinks her sister is in this game because of someone named Gabriel. So she's trying to figure out if people know who that person is and who they are. We do find out who that person is. Some things were easy to guess in this book, but some things were still a mystery, and it was nice to not know everything before it was happening. I overall really enjoyed this book. I had fun reading that, and it did not take me a while to read, so if you like everything that I told you about this book, I would really recommend that you read that. This was my July TBR. I really hope you liked this video. If you have any comments on any of those books, you can leave that down below and I will try to answer you the best as I can. With that, I will see you in the next one. Bye!